Horsecock.
Really? Both of you did the same bit. For context, chat, neither of them said anything regarding either of that. I gave a heads up the stream was starting, and they threw out random topics.
What? Toothpaste is great.
That is the greatest photobomb I've ever seen on Twitch.
You both
Except
went
it's
for
an
the
audio
same
bomb.
bit. You both went for the same bit.
It's so good.
Started that bit. Do not fucking take my shit away from me.
Anyway, Ravnica's back.
Should I start the intro?
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta see if I can clip that. That was hilarious.
Please clip that and keep it in the Discord so
I'm
we
cutting
can
that out
keep
of the
it
VOD.
forever.
I'm cutting that out of the VOD.
I couldn't even get I can't even get the clip for that. Damn. Oh, it's just low.
That'll just be a personal joke.
I guess it's too early in the stream for us to clip it. Damn it. We need to wait 2 minutes because I think it needs to catch up.
That was
Anyway.
the perfect timing, though.
Anyway,
Oh.
Ravnica's back. We're finally back. Schedule's lining up. People showing up because there were a few weeks where I guess either you guys were busy or missed the call being set up, and it was just me and Richard sitting here for 30 minutes.
And
No, I
our
was here
arguing
too.
on magic. Yes, that's how we do.
No. I meant like when we were trying to get it back up and running, there were a few times where we started to start the session, and I started the call, and Richard showed up, and I guess no one else was available.
Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I was exhausted that week.
This is over multiple weeks. Anyway, let's start the game.
Wait, real
Okay,
quick. By the
now
way,
to
Twitch
do
chat.
now for the big intro. I don't have an intro. Like, man, I wish I had like a recorded intro sequence for this, and that'd actually be pretty good.
Real quick, that was not rehearsed.
Oh no, we improvised the hell out of that.
Also, as a heads up, I'm still kind of getting over the last bit of a cold, so I might sound a bit weird or sneezing.
Understandable. So honestly, I'm gonna make a note of this for later, and we could probably find some audio equipment for this. I might consider actually making an intro sequence for this to actually play, but I doubt I'd really pull it off that well. Maybe one day if we could actually afford it. That's in the future, though. I doubt we're gonna get to it now.
Anyway,
The last time we've left everyone on Ravnica, we finally reached the magnum opus after many shenanigans. After much painstaking time, effort, and collecting so many bodies, Victor finally had his magnum opus, a multicolored angel. Meanwhile, the ceremony had a few goofs, and Cheval found it, handy to be a Demir agent when it came to stopping the party slightly. But after much discourse, our party has finally made some progress, and with a little bit of information gathering, learned that we are expecting an interplanar event in the near future. Preparations are made, much to the degree of trees being planted. Celestians, man. Anyways, we're back again after the ceremony, and Victor finally reaching the Ig Magnus rank. Round of applause, everybody.
Boo, you stink.
Fuck you!
There's always one Susan in every group.
You hear off in the distance the one boo you stink guy suddenly seem to feel extremely wet. Let's just say I may or may not have access to certain spells of spite.
Join the Simic. Grow a dingus.
Create water is a
I
very
had to do that bit. I'm sorry, Drew.
It's okay. As long as create water is still a thing, pranks will always be available at long distance.
I know, but you made that
see, I'm
too
still on
easy
the
with
wipe.
the water bit.
I'm still on the intro screen. Whoops. Sorry, Twitch.
I mean, most of their stuff is either damp, moist, or mildly,
Incan-
Anyway, game.
mildly oozy.
Continue.
So, honestly, what we're seeing here now is we're expecting interplanar visitors of many sort, but we don't know how long you have until they arrive. Just from whatever gathering you have, from whatever intel you have, and if you want more intel, I imagine some of you will need to go digging through the streets. Some of you will be better at this than others.
Real quick,
There's only one thing.
this is before that one event, but is this after that one other event?
This is after the big
This is
Like-
after the war, but before the thing.
this is before the war, but after the main events of like everything else. I kind of skipped I'll be fully real with you. I skipped the Dragon's Maze because God, that one took so much time.
Well,
Okay.
we're well past Dragon's Maze. We were
Yeah,
like
I
in,
skipped
we were
Dragon's
in
Maze 'cause
guilds
honest
and
to God, that entire kerfuffle was like a headache.
yeah, we were in like guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance territory in terms of the.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I skipped
Okay.
the Dragon's Maze. I did not want to go through that.
Okay, no worries. I was just trying to figure out where exactly we were in the timeline.
Yeah, no, we're right at the cusp of the actual beginning of the war.
Okay.
Like I did not. I'll be fully real with you, viewers and chat. I did not want to touch Dragon Maze because that required more setup than I was willing to commit to. Like you would have to have walls, draw whole new maps, actually set up traps. Not to mention the creeping moss that always just kind of inconveniences you slightly.
5, 10, 15, 20.
And also the giant spiders.
Anyway, game.
So,
Ooh.
meta commentary aside, which as much as I love doing that, all of you only have so much time to prepare because it seems like you're the only ones who know, but even then, the rest of the city just the rest of the streets and everything just moves on just fine, like nothing happened. But
People shop.
none of you feel, well, stable or calm about this. Like, you feel a sense of panic. Like, you need to prepare. But no one else in this entire vast city is aware of what's going to happen next. And yet you're frustrated because something's preventing you from speaking about it. Like, if you ever tried to speak to I don't know, side bar stand, like one of those hot dog stand guys or whatever the heck would quantify that in Ravnica, I'm pretty sure they'd have a hot dog stand.
I think it's less hot dog and more hot squirrel on a stick.
Honestly, I'd expect more along the lines of like. Actually, you know what?
Some
think they would
type
have
of
hot dogs
unique
'cause-
culinary abomination.
Oh yeah, no, anything goes for culinary monstrosities.
Especially the Rakdos.
I mean, I think frogs would be pretty easy to find.
There's a whole bunch of frog leg stands.
Like,
Perfect.
I could just throw in one of those French jokes about it. Throw a
Continue.
grenade into a pond to get some more food. But I feel like that would be a little too commonplace.
Like, just go to make it cool in the DCs, like a whole bunch of kids throwing like flashbang grenades into it. You catch a whole bunch of frogs.
I mean, honestly, given the amount of moist things in the Simic, I feel frogs, despite being so bad at living, would just be way too copious to not actually have a population problem.
So
Like,
the problem is there's when you're not having fungus when you're homeless. You're probably having a whole bunch of frog.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. Yeah, let's move on. Let's focus.
World building aside and structural societal bullshit aside, all of you have your own guild position stuff nearly practically maximized. Like, you're all practically at max rank. Congratulations, by the way.
Why, thank you.
So now you
Cheval
can start
is having
using these guild rank things to actually set up preparations, because you don't know how much time you have before this quote-unquote visitor shows up.
Cheval is having a bunch of just like eye-opening like thoughts, and just like he's going through a mental midlight like a crisis. Like, wait, am I? No, I couldn't be. I would know if I was him.
Then remember
I
the
love
last.
that.
Sorry, then you have to remember one of the last memories you got when you're doing the whole entire thing to mess with Andrew is you remembered your own birth of the maid helping out. I remember that. I remember that's one of the things we said last time.
Oh yeah. God, that was a weird one.
I am just not going to make comment.
Moving on.
Oh yes. No comment, you say.
Damn you, DC!
anyway,
Go back.
Put away the soundboard for now. Let's focus, please.
Sorry, I had a little fun as the DM.
I know.
And
Hours type thing.
It's been like multiple months. Almost a year.
yes, I'm sorry. It's been a very long hiatus for me, so I'm trying to get back into my element here.
No worries.
Continue.
So, you only have so much time to prepare, and a lot of you have been making more unconventional defenses. Very unconventional defenses.
Conventional is for people who use ovens.
That is actually a fair point. Let's move on. So, I'll start down the line to see how do some of you want to prepare, and I'm going to just roll a d4 to see who goes first. Where's my box? No, fuck it. I'll use the machine. Machine God, tell me who goes first.
Greetings, Stephanie. How do you
Just don't rage against it.
Oh.
There you go. I'll roll for you inside the thing. I think
I
it's easier.
actually used Google to roll it, and I got a 2. So I'm going to start with Presley.
God damn it.
Sorry, the
Okay.
dice gods decreed you start.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I'll just, by preparing, I'm just going around trying to see if I can collect as much information as I can.
Oh boy, that means we're going to make some skill checks. Hope you're ready for some streetwise.
E.
Well, actually, sorry. Streetwise no longer exists in 5e because it's now replaced with, I believe it was something else.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. I think in that case it would be just the equivalent of a persuasion, insight, investigation. It depends on what the person uses. I've learned it turns out you can use a lot more skills than one would expect.
Streetwise, I liked because it had that investigation feel, but it was different.
That turns out to.
Plus, it was a charisma skill you could actually use for like talking in a bar. But they got rid of it. But sadly, what we have left is investigation, which uses a completely different ball game.
E.
So you're down. Hard to say exactly which part of the city you guys are in. I mean, you could go down 10th Street further, like 5 blocks down.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
going around in my Golgari uniform.
So normal street clothes.
Yeah, normal street clothes. Um, just going about, see if anybody, just striking up some conversations. Seeing what the people know, see if they can find
you
anybody.
get a lot of eyes kind of eyeing you funny.
Why? Because I'm a Golgari.
Typically, Golgari people don't wander the street so often.
I could be on a fucking mission.
I mean, the only people that are Golgari that ever reach the surface are the people that actually, collect trash.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna go around, collect trash. If there's somebody who wants to strike up a conversation, I'll strike up a conversation with them. See if I can.
You notice
extract
one
information.
goblin one of the goblins in the street actually kick over their trash can and just stare at you funny.
Prick.
They all just kind of look at you. They don't say a word. They just are like at you like, I don't get people here. Stupid trick. It's not even a Wednesday.
That's the feeling I get from them.
You can tell like they're just kind of disgruntled you're here. They're not exactly angry. They're just not exactly enthused to see you because a lot of them seem to be like not upstanding citizen goblins. They're all kind of bums, so they don't necessarily look like they want you to collect the trash.
Well, I'll move on.
In fact, one of them is just standing in front of the dumpster you would have grabbed and just looking at you.
Since I'm taller than him, I reach over him, grab a piece of trash, mean mug him, and then just walk away, flipping him off.
Can you roll me a dexterity?
A deck save?
Yes.
All right.
Shit. I believe this is why they phrase it as, whatever you send to me, I'll just return the sender. I will never back down. I shall never surrender.
I don't
25.
think it's that degree. Would you? Oh, 25. Ooh. So, yeah, you could tell one of them threw the trash can at you, but you sidestep that easily.
Like, I actually saw him throw the trash can because of how my sight is set up.
Oh, yeah, no, you saw that coming and you sidestepped it.
He's
Trash
gonna
can,
Yeah, go
it's
ahead.
pretty dinged. Like, they're probably going to need to put a whole new system in.
Probably,
He'll
I'm gut feeling you're about to return to sender with your swarm with that trash can.
You know what? Fuck it. Yes, return to sender.
Oh, God, I have to roll an encounter already.
Here's your briefcase.
Oh, God, I don't have any. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. Let's actually. So, you return to sender with the trash can. So, wait, explain to me how you return to sender.
So next thing he'll see just, if anything, he'll see Frederick pop off of my shoulder. He thought it was just a weird looking backpack. Frederick's gonna pop off the shoulder, grab the fucking trash can with two of his legs, and just chuck it at him.
Ah, yes, the return of Frederick the Giant with a vengeance.
Frederick the Drake Eater.
Frederick the Destroyer.
I'm just imagining a side panel of Frederick having like an epic battle with a bigger than average Drake.
We
Frederick,
did.
the love handler.
We did, remember?
Oh yeah, we did, but
It was a
and
giant
before
Frederick
one day
too.
Frederick is big enough to have their own web. I'm just imagining a side panel where Frederick is just seeing, you're going to the street of Cheval. Frederick just looks up at a bigger spider, like further, like, like at least 50 miles away, like in Amar, like solitary spot that people have a good like far distance from, so they see the spider and they're like, yeah, we're gonna stay away from that thing. But the drakes keep falling into that goddamn web. And he's just like dreaming like a small spider can dream.
Well, he's not like a small spider anymore. He's like a goblin-sized spider.
Guys, continue.
Right. So, y'all so from what I remember here, Cheval, yes, you seem to have now caused a bit of a commotion with throwing this trash can, and you managed to get the goblin that offended you, like, it is covering him because you threw it back, and it just manages to trap him in it. He is now a trash man, just like you.
He's a trash man.
He's a little trash goblin now. But you see a series of more goblins going up. We don't take kindly to your kind around here.
I'm
think
just
we
doing
should try and let the boss know? Oh, he's not worth our time.
I'm just trying to do my job. I'm just trying to do my job. Keep fucking with me, and I'll send Frederick at you.
Come on, guys. He's not even worth it. Just get Jerry out of the trash. I just dinged up our whole bin. That's Jerry's fault. We don't get many of your people around 10th Street. Usually this is our turf. Well,
They asked
you
me
know
to
whose
collect
turf
some.
it is.
Yeah, they asked me to collect some shit over here. I don't know why.
Well, you really might want to go towards the other bin. That bin is just stupid Jerry.
Alrighty. Well, have you guys heard of anything of late?
Oh, you're looking for info?
Yes.
Well, I'm just Billy. We're part of the main we're the runners here. If you want info, we gotta like walk you back to the boss. Oh, you gotta come with us. But maybe take your signet coat off. The boss doesn't really take to guild signets well.
I can do that as he takes off his Golgari coat or signet.
Yeah, we don't really we usually aren't familiar with guildies. We had a bad rap ever since the Boros walked in. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, fuck the Boros. Those righteous assholes.
Yeah. Oh, but the Mazorius people have been snooping a little more than usual. Marcus over there actually managed to hit one of their drones in the air with a rock. Actually, it was pretty impressive sling work.
I'm impressed.
Anyway, I'm you could call me Green Eye Willie.
Aburame is the name. Would it be easier just to call me Cheval?
Shovel. Yeah, we'll call you
go.
Shovel because you sure like digging.
Shovel? Oh my god.
I'm trying to make these goblins substandard or at least, decent intelligence. They're not the greatest at etiquette.
They're goblins.
They're goblins.
They're street goblins.
They're street goblins. They're like.
Oh god, am I
newsies.
about to meet Krenko?
You might. I kind of wanted to make a reference to him slightly pulling by the curtain just because I thought he was such a hilariously low-level boss. Like, honestly, compared to you guys, he's a joke.
Oh yeah.
He's fucking hilarious, but I still want to give him his due respect.
Continue.
So
Continuing.
you all managed to go through this is like a very nice. Oddly enough, Cheval, this is a very nice shanty town as far as goblins go. Like, you're surprised how well Tin Street looks despite the abundance of trash.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell the Golgari when they have trash maps and all that dumpster setups. Despite most of the time the higher up Golgari typically don't like going on the surface, you're in the sect that actually keeps some friendly ties to surface dwellers because you try to do good community service, whereas most of the main parts of your guild don't go up. You're one of the few that do.
I'm a janitor for them.
Oh no, you're the main community service trash that get good Christmas cards. You know those guys that actually do the good work, but then the only real satisfaction they get is whenever they get a Christmas card from the good neighbors.
Yeah.
In fact, I think last week when you did actually have to put in a report, one of your friends was giving you the stink eye, and yet you asked them why, and the only thing you can remember is tree trunk pies. You were pretty well off, but you go into this very nice shanty town. It's pretty well off, but one section that the goblins keep taking you towards, it's fucking loaded compared to the other parts of shanty town. It is, the walls are this little bizarre kind of tent. The walls are lined with shiny shit, man.
Nice.
As you find that in this very nice looking chair, one goblin that looks very well off compared to the others looks at you with a grin. Who's this? Oh, hey, boss. We found him collecting the trash. Oh, we don't get many trash men coming to Tin Street. We had a good bin set up. What happened to it, Billy? God. Anyways.
By
Who
the
are
way,
you?
Frederick is strapped back to my back.
It's like a little spider backpack.
Yeah.
Who's this one?
My name's Cheval.
We don't get many of your tall folk around here.
The Golgari told me to come over here. They said that, it was getting pretty dirty up here. I know you guys like to keep it a certain way. I'm just following orders.
Yeah. They're one of them guildies, aren't they? Well, you know what?
Fuck. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. So, you could very quickly roll a deception check to save that if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm just, and then I look at him very seriously, but then I crack a smile and be like, I'm just fucking with you. I don't fuck with the guilds. Damn. That's not that good.
Yeah. I don't joke like that. If I was worried I'd have to string you up like the other guy. Points to the wall and sees the one guy just kind of being held by gold chains. Just going, you get me down from here, as some goblins are hitting him with a stick like a piñata.
Yeah, no,
It was Orzhov debt collector that thought it'd be funny to start looking around at why there was a bit of shiny things coming here. We gave him a Tin Street welcome.
Nice. Yeah, no, those.
You see one of the goblins hit him and knock out a gold filling.
Yeah. I've fucking hate the Olazov. They're always trying to shake me for some extra cash. I don't know why. I've paid off my debt long ago.
Did you forget about their interest rate?
You mean the
It's
fucking
quite a killer if I
money?
say so.
You mean their money grubbing tendencies?
You always got to read the fine print and always watch the interest rate, but we don't touch that. We don't even bother taking a loan. This is from the people. Out of the pockets.
Fine, fine, yeah. It's unfortunately that I can't read.
We knew
No,
that.
and then he literally no, it's because then he then takes off his blindfold and he sees that the goblin sees that he has literally no eyes. Yeah, that was one of their debt collections. Instead of taking an arm and a leg, they took both my eyes.
That's inconvenient.
Yeah, very
Guess
much
it means
so.
you can't admire all the shiny stuff we've got lying here, but that's all right. More for us.
I can smell it.
Wonder what that's like. I don't
Very
need
much-
to. I know what metal smells like. I could smell a coin purse 5 miles down 10th Street. Speaking of which,
Nice.
Jerry, were you messing with the trash earlier? You looked at me funny. What do you mean look at you funny? Look at him. You don't have eyes. But, buddy, get this dope a job that's actually worthwhile. Maybe get him to actually contribute. But, zip it.
Making him look not only like a liar, but someone who's crazy.
He's a new one.
It's always the newbies that try to cause problems.
You can say that again. So let me ask you, why again are you going down my street? Because we don't get guilty trashmen or even non-guilty trashmen. We goblins run the street.
I'm just my. Hold on, give me a second. I need to figure out how to word this.
All right.
Yeah, I just like to stick my nose where most people wouldn't. I'm not here to cause any trouble. I've just heard a rumor mill about something and just wanted to get a little bit more information so I can prepare myself.
Well, information don't come cheap around here. But I can tell you can smell very easily what we deal in.
Yeah.
What exactly are you looking for? You're gonna
Just
need
if
to
you
be
guys-
specific.
I mean, just if you heard anything around the rumor mill.
Oh, we hear a lot of things.
How much are your
My-
services for this information?
Good 10 gold would get you a decent rate.
I'll throw him a gold pouch, which is full of has maybe 50 gold in it.
Ooh. This'll do. If you're looking for information, there's one goblin down the street that you should probably go talk to. He's the one. He's a bit of amnesiac, but go talk to Diamond Eye Bill. You take a left down 10th Street, and you got to go through an alley and knock on a door twice in all 4 corners of the door. Remember that, or else he won't open the door.
Knock twice in all 4 corners.
Yep. Diamond Eye Bill. 5th door on the left.
5th door on the left. Can you tell me where I'm oriented? Because honestly, I don't. I know I'm.
So you're in a
on my-
shanty town, and there is a few tents, but the thing is, there is also very small rooms built into the walls outside the small shantytown tent, and it's further at the very far left edge,
My
at this
character's
one
playing
corner.
my character's playing like he's actually blind.
So you follow the smell of metal and all that, but you could tell that one of the doors that is vaguely in your perception on the left is a wood door. So he did say wood door, knock twice on all four corners of the door.
All right,
So you do exactly that.
I'll do exactly that. Yeah.
You find yourself hearing like multiple latches open as the door opens and goes, "Come in."
Walks through.
Oh, you're a tall folk, aren't you?
Yeah, you can say that.
So you can finally get your jumping spider eyes, and when they kind of finally get a look at this goblin, you kind of feel a sense of camaraderie because you look at him, you realize he doesn't have eyes and that there are actual diamonds in his eyes.
Huh.
What do you want?
Well, your boss says that you're good for some information.
Oh, yes, right. Cranka sent you. So you're looking not for anything along the lines of valuables, what we usually delve. You're looking for information, aren't you?
Yeah. Just standard. Well, not standard or not so standard. Anything that you've been hearing going all around the rumor mill lately.
I want to point out this goblin doesn't really have stuff lined up or even like much stolen stuff. In fact, you look at the walls of the room he lives in,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's a bunch of conspiracy theory drawings. You can tell this guy is a whack job. You can tell he's insane. So,
are we
all
talking
right, you're
Alex
looking
Jones
for-
level?
I got you. So just hear me out. Just hear me out, okay?
Mhm.
Now, what I can tell you for certain is I don't think the Guild Pact actually is a solid foundation. I think he's a conspiracy in the sense of he'll just leave and he just has like a ghost, something that stands in his place. All you know is he just vanishes. No explanation. It's fucking wild, man. Like, what the hell is a planeswalker? It's like a giant frog, man. It's like a frog. Roll an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence, please.
11.
Okay. Oh no. So
Wouldn't that be an insight, actually?
sure, you want to roll insight?
I'll roll insight, yeah.
I'll let you save that one. I'm feeling nice today. Okay, dirty 20. I like that. So you can tell this goblin has not left his little room very often, and you can take a good guess as to why. Like, you can see a lot of drawings of the different guild leaders. In fact, one of the weird things he has listed on the wall is Gerard. You know Gerard is dead. You know he's gone.
Yeah.
Fact. Like, people, like, I think for some reason you see a lot of like arrows drawn that shows Gerard, like one of the weirdest theories he has Gerard as a mushroom. Like he just where you stare. Oh, that one. Okay, just hear me out. I don't think Gerard is actually dead. I think he turned into a giant mushroom. And maybe he's friendly. I don't know.
Let's talk a little bit more about this. About Jace. You said something about...
Oh, don't get me started. That guy, he barely does anything.
Oh, trust me, I know that much for sure.
I knew it! I was right, Todd. Shut up, Bill. They don't understand. By the way,
I just pay 50 gold for a fucking whack job.
right. But they do.
No, that's what's going through Cheval's mind right now.
Right. So I do want to point one thing out. Can you roll a perception check at disadvantage?
Perception at disadvantage.
Actually, not just regular perception, because I realized you are still Demir.
Yeah, not only that, I also have my face spiders like all around the room.
All right. Yeah, normally it would be a disadvantage because he has it hidden, but all around the room, I'll put it at advantage. Jesus, dirty 30.
That was almost a nat 20 too.
Oh, are you serious? Oh.
Yeah, because I have a plus 11.
Yes. Okay, you know what? Damn, that's good. So you notice in the very corner, there's one little shimmer of light. Out of all the paper conspiracies, you see like a little trinket dangling out of the corner of his giant corkboard.
Mm-hmm.
Do you investigate it?
Yes.
You realize
I'll have one of the little spiders like crawl over to it.
he crawls over to it and you look very closely. You realize that's a Demir signet. And you know full well almost every goblin is guildless on 10th Street. And yet this guy seems to have stashed away a Demir signet, but no one ever really keeps Demir signets anywhere unless you are Demir. Like no one keeps a guild, no guild allows you to have a signet unless you are the guild.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
What do you mean?
There's nothing over there. I don't write anything good over there.
I didn't even move. I didn't even move. Remember, I'm still sitting and talking with him.
He just thought like a cup fell over and he's looking at it and he's like, what's that?
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't see anything, honestly.
Well. Oddly enough, it seems like he can see relatively well despite the lack of eyes.
I'm gonna do a quick. I'm gonna say something like a quick test, and it's usually like a Demir test.
Mm-hmm. A call sign.
Yeah, basically a call sign.
Right. So how do you put it?
I would just say I would like word it interestingly so that he has a friend in here, obviously, right?
No, it's just him.
Oh, it's just him. Okay.
It's just the neighbor is kind of. He heard it, and that neighbor just kind of shouted back.
Okay. Well, I'll say it in such a way where the neighbor won't understand, and basically I would word it like I'm just saying something crazy, but it would only make sense to a Demir.
Right. Oh.
You know, it's just like something along the lines of, I heard, I honestly, I don't really study much on the Demir.
That's fair. I mean, you kind of just say something along the lines of whispering, like, are you Lazov or something? He stands there and he goes,
oh yeah, it's just like, no. This is how Cheval will word it. He was like, he'll lean in very close. Am I Lazov?
Honestly, we are all kind of confused because Lazov could be anyone. In fact, I remember at one point, he points to one part of the board of conspiracies that he said Lazov is a chicken. Honestly. He just like very quickly shuts the shutter and shuts the door a little tightly. Yeah, no. To keep the guild stuff at the down low. We, I know we're an exception, but 10th Street don't like us.
Oh no, I definitely know about that. That's why I whispered it.
Yeah, I know, but, like, I just wanted to be sure. Okay, so, you really want to know. We did overhear a bit of, some of the weird ideas coming out of the Is It building. I mean, yeah, we heard about that new Is Magnus moving in, Mr. Showboat, or whatever his name is.
Ah, yes, that was fun.
Yeah, whatever the case, we got a lot of rumors of disturbances coming from that section. Not just like your typical experiment from the Is It, burning toasters, plumbing problems, explosions. More so like he makes like a weird voodoo gesture. Like, like mystic stuff, like not normal kind of thing. Like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it has something to do with that their weird thing where Jace kind of turns into a frog and hops from place to place. We're not sure exactly how he does it. That's the thing. But we think something might be hopping back, but it may not be Jace this time. Just if you really want to investigate, maybe check the buildings. And
Is
watch
it-
out for flying frogs. Sam got his the other guy who came in last week who was snooping around there. He got hit by a frog coming at Mach 5. It was funniest shit I ever seen. He broke he broke both his legs. Wow.
At least it wasn't going at Mock Jesus. And then he would have been dead.
Oh yeah, no, he would have been dead. Well. That's all I could tell you is that we get some disturbances coming around the Is It section. Which is I'm gonna use as a good transition to move to the next character in line.
That's fine.
So I'm using that as an excuse to move to the next character line, which is going to be Andrew.
Come on.
You just moved into your new office and everything too.
Okay, so if I were reorganize the equation that way, I could maybe suspend him for at least one day, and then, what the hell would I? God.
Victor, please let the people know that acorns are not supposed to be used as ammunition inside the gun again.
Oh no, actually that time for once it's actually part of the project. Just make sure not to mix it up with the cross mutagens just yet. I want to still set it up for the wheel.
Understood. I'll let them know.
Oh yeah, P.S. Don't trip on the mat on the way out.
Oh, trust me, I've been trying to be careful of that. Last time somebody nearly broke their spine.
No, I mean the last one got bit.
They stepped on Amber's tail. What do you expect will happen?
No, I mean the mat.
I forgot that I
Touche.
was still in the same room, so I think I'm just gonna use that to do 2 for 1.
Why is none of it working?
I honestly forgot they were in the same room.
Have you tried
That
adding
makes it
blue?
easier because then Samuel could go last.
Have you tried adding some green instead of blue?
No, it's nothing to do with the main project right now. It's something else. Sorry.
Do you need help with it? I could try to help if you need it.
Not unless you have a sort of understanding of every single celestial creation that could be possibly combined through mystical means and then alter it on a subatomic level within 2 days.
Andrew, could you roll a reflex save for like a dexterity check straight?
Okay. Dex save. Wait, dex save or dex check?
Dex save.
Okay.
Oh no.
I feel like it's
So
an
you
apple.
turn around with an open window and you get hit with the most very unpleasant thing that most people can get hit with.
Lightning?
No. A flying frog. It hits you square in the face for, I'm gonna roll a d4.
Roll for dash.
You take 3 slime damage as the frog is like trying to get its bearing to catch something, and it jumps off your face. You are not happy right now.
Funny enough, actually, this is accurate to Victor's actual mood. The moment that he sees that, he just simply uses Mage Hand, picks it up, and says, "Hey, someone think fast!" Just throws it out the
frog
window.
somehow, as you throw it, seems to regain its footing mid-flight, as if it was trying to catch that fly that was going around earlier.
Okay. I was about to say, I was trying to make someone else say, like he got hit by it by accident.
He did take damage from it, and fortunately, it's not lethal damage. It's non-lethal. It's just,
It's okay. I put it under temporary hit points. I'm good. Sorry.
Yeah, thankfully, it's non-lethal. So if you ever hit 0 as a result of something like that, it's just gonna do emotional damage to you.
Yeah, no kill, thankfully. No kill.
It won't actually kill you, but it'll just make you feel. Like traumatized by a frog.
Yeah,
I just kind of think about employing the system where if it is non-lethal damage that would be lethal, it just does trauma instead.
Yep. Sorry about that. I haven't been able to sleep well since the last experiment.
I can tell.
It's as if the equation is gone. Everything. I had it for 1 day. No, maybe a few hours.
Ribbit.
And it's gone.
Ribbit.
I
You can tell that
swear.
frog actually is like on a shelf, and oh god, it's in the house.
If that thing talks over time, I'm going to turn it into an ice cube.
Ribbit.
And Ray of Frost.
Roll an attack. You managed to freeze the frog, but his head, is all attack. So you managed to get it as the shelf itself, with a stack of books, falls down in a straight brick. And you find that the book the frog is stuck on was one of your newly bought math algebra books. Now there's a frog stuck to it.
Well, at least I'll have someone to read with me. Sorry, these last couple days, I can't figure it out.
Ribbit.
How is it still alive?
And then I just go over to the frog and just go, how's a lobotomy sound? Shocking grasp directly to its forehead.
Jesus.
So
It's okay, we can revive it if we're bored.
it just kind of immediately, you hear the ice crackle as soon as you shock it. It very much is just twitching on the ground before it stops moving.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. I managed to... I had it. I had the equation. For a brief moment, I felt like I had finally completed the work. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the results, but why does it feel empty?
Yeah, you finally succeeded in something, and your main goal that you wanted to have is no more.
The frog jumps on the board.
It didn't even show up.
Like it manages to stand on like one part of the equation, just looking at you, sticking to it, just going ribbit.
I'm gonna quietly grab the frog and put it in my bag of holding, and then shut the bag of holding closed.
I look at the equation again and just think,
There is now like slime on one part of it.
always something going off in this lab. Just kind of try to examine it and see if I can fix how it was before. Maybe get some of the gunk off.
I'm gonna quickly use the gunk like janitor scene as a segue, just to kind of quickly move to Samuel. Are you there?
Yes, I was muted because I have a biscotto.
Understandable. So remind me, where did you leave off last time?
I mean, if I remember correctly, last time we left off at the meeting. So
And
I
this is kind of the aftermath, so you kind of have some downtime because this is kind of a downtime session because this is all stage prep before you do a giant battle of plants versus zombies. I'm just kidding. Don't actually do that. That's going to make everything too funny.
I think what Chris is doing is like she goes to her manor, which she has because she's high ranking Orzo. And from the outside it looks typical, but but then we cut to the inside, and in like well, not the main room, like you kind of pan, everything looks normal, except there's not really any servants running around. There's none of her kind of lower ranking people she's in charge of there. And we find eventually a room where she's laid out a table, she's laid out a map of at least 10th district, her kind of area she's around, and she's for like audience and anyone who knew her before she joined Orzhov, she's fallen back on old habits, but not bad ones, as she's talking to the people under her and setting up battle plans, not knowing what's coming, but like just she has experience in Boros. She might not have been high ranking, she might not have had a commander position, but she's been front lines, and so she's making her best guess in the planning.
You do notice as you're looking at a map that one of the servants just goes, "Oh, 10th Street, no." Like they kind of, one of them winces at when you were like looking near 10th Street.
Would it be possible to get Cranko on our side, is the question.
About that, it's really hard to get any word to him. Last time any guild, we had one collector going down 10th Street, but we haven't ever saw him come back.
She's going to think for a moment. I'll go down there myself.
You sure that's all right, boss? Like, no one ever goes down 10th Street without getting either hassled or worse.
Before I go, bring me every single debt we have on record regarding Cranko and his gang.
You sure that's a good idea? Not that I'm questioning you, it's just...
Do it.
Of course. Let me get those files right now.
So how much would that come out to?
About, oh goodness, 30 Electrum.
Oh no, not Electrum.
First currency of all.
I can hear Andrew receding in the corner at the sound of Electrum. Or sorry, about 30 Orzovian gold.
30 total for the whole gang.
Oh no, there's a lot more. If we're talking about the you're not trying to ask me to get in the tax report, are you?
Everything.
Oh God, we're gonna need at least an hour. Oh God.
Let's do it. And to expedite this, because I do want dramatic reveal, but like GM, you should be in on what my plan is. Chris's plan is she's gonna get this information, and like a war's coming. She has a bunch of money. She doesn't really care about the money. She's gonna pay off all the debts and even give Krenko's gang a little bit extra, trying to get on their good side.
Right.
So she has.
I kind of already had a feeling that was what it was gonna be, but you notice there was a lot of tax evasion when it comes to Kranko's reports.
I'll let the Azorius take care of the tax evasion.
No one does tax evasion like Kranko.
True tax evasion comes from the heart and a desire not to pay for it.
True, but them Azorius people are scary.
So I have.
They don't have cops as much as the Boros do. They just arm the lawyers.
I have 570 platinum, 3 gold. How much would it cost to do this?
Okay, platinum gold is I believe
platinum
the equivalent
one
of
platinum is 10 gold.
I forgot about how they translated it in the Ravnica book, because I think, if I remember correctly, Orzovian gold is the highest, so I think that's the stand-in for platinum.
So the thing is, the translations are all the same. It's just that the coinage can count as different coinage in Ravnica, where it's like a gold piece could be either Orzhov gold or it could be Azorius gold. Like the different guilds mint different coins, but for the purpose of gameplay, the denomination conversion of D&D is all the same.
Right. I forgot that like the gold system was absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like honestly, I see they're trying to use Electrum in like a different wording, and everyone was so upset at it. I still remember when Andrew threw a cow over it. It was funny. Regardless, okay. So I forgot the translation. How much gold would it be per se? But from what you can gather,
one Azorius gold Xeno translates to 1 gold Xeno. That is the highest in.
All the gold conversion is the same. We don't need to worry about like translating the D&D currency stuff to MTG currency stuff. How much is their debts? Their combined debts?
Oh, with all the if you're wanting to put in the tax evasion,
I am not wanting to put in tax evasion. I don't care about the tax evasion.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say, if you're to put in the tax evasion, it would be more than what you can afford. This is Kranko we're talking about here.
Yeah, double checking. Orzhov just deals in copper coins, platinum coins, and 10 copper.
The coinage doesn't matter. The coinage doesn't matter. The denominations don't matter. Because because the denomination amounts are all the same. What is the debts I need to pay off?
Got it.
If we're ignoring the tax evasion, and good lord, that's in the millions. It comes out to about probably 10 times what Presley just gave for information, so I'd say maybe the 10 platinum would cover it. I think that sounds right.
I paid 50 gold.
Oh, if it's 10 times that's about
5 platinum.
Yeah.
So how much do I need to pay them
platinum
for this plan? How much do I need for the debts?
If you want to give them extra, you could be generous and throw 2 more platinum in there.
Okay, so 52 total.
So wait. Preston put in 50 gold, and you want to and if it's 10 times that, you translate that into platinum.
Well, 50 gold is 5 platinum.
Right. So yeah, something like that, maybe.
So
That's roughly 500 gold. You definitely get his attention.
Okay, so
and
that would
actually
be
get him at least worth a favor.
500 gold would be 50 platinum. So I'm putting that 50 platinum in. For giving.
Jesus.
You know what? Let's just do
I
whole
can't
100
believe
platinum.
you're buying over 10 Street.
Let's just do whole 100 platinum. The 50 to forgive the debts, and then an extra 50 for Krenko.
Oh god, you're buying out 10 Street.
Can't take it. Yeah, so Chris goes
I can't believe
to...
you just bought 10 Street. This is like the worst game of Monopoly.
Yeah, so Chris will, after getting that information, she will head to 10th Street, not in her armor, in her fancy dress with the long glove over her right arm, and she walks in with holding some documents. And just trying to attract attention.
I'm gonna just cross this over real quick and just go, while Cheval, you leave that conspiracy wacko goblin. You hear a bit of commotion from one goblin screaming, trying to get Kent Crisis. Boss, what? God, I can barely hear myself with you screaming. What do you want? Tax free. Someone slap him. Start talking sense. Heisman. Are they gilded? Yes. Get the boys standing ready with some clubs. What are you doing standing there, Gor? Go! So you immediately find and there is a line of goblins trying to hold the line to their little shanty town. But there is at least multiple sets of not so nice eyes looking at you as an eye down the street.
Me or Chris?
Oh, you're fine, Presley. You blend in just fine. You're just wondering why
Okay.
there's an alarm. But Chris, you see a lot of eyes giving you the stink eye, and a whole line of goblins seemingly trying to block off an entrance with a bunch of great clubs and the such. It's kind of funny seeing one guy try to struggle to hold one.
I'll walk over to the commotion.
Get out of
And,
here, you taxman!
I'll use disguise self.
Are you gonna turn into a goblin?
Yes.
You got shorter.
Get shrunk.
I'm not even gonna question how it would have worked if he shrunk, but you know what? This is Ravnica. This works.
It's Ravnica.
Don't question it. It just works. Hey, get in line. We're trying to block the door.
Why are we blocking door? I hear something about taxmen.
Yeah. Look,
Is it those damn Arzov again? Are they still trying to collect their fucking debts?
The opposite,
we got the
actually.
message from the first guy.
It's the opposite, actually. I need to speak to Krenko.
You can't go through here. Go back where you came from, lady.
She has not moved since the first time she was told you can't come in, and
Can
she's
I?
just
You're just you haven't quite you can't get through because there is a full
she's
line
not,
of goblins in just very tattered clothing, just trying to hold you back with very improvised fields of wood.
She's not trying to go through. She's just standing there patiently and politely. Please bring Krenko to me. I promise this is not about debt collection. I just need to speak with him about an important matter.
Why should we trust you? You're all you taxmen are all the same.
Look at me. I am unarmed. I have nothing on me. And you well outnumber me.
Frank, check him. So you see one goblin kind of get shoved out of the crowd that actually like does like a quick feel over and actually look her over. She's telling the truth. I checked.
She
There's
does
no
have
knife in her pocket.
She does have her whip. Actually, she has her whip on her, but it's tied around her waist like a belt.
God damn it.
It's a whip of
Okay.
warning. You gotta keep it on you.
And then basically my character disguised as this goblin is like, well, I mean, they are unarmed. Maybe this isn't about that collection.
She'll see I think that's a whip. I don't know. She's not carrying a knife, so I think it's fine.
Looks like a fancy belt to me.
Can I insight this goblin who's speaking up for me?
Go ahead. You want to roll deception, Presley?
Strange that one of these goblins is speaking up for me. Oh well.
Did you just seriously beat Samuel's insight?
Yes.
Oh my god.
All is actually good at spy work.
What's spy work? He's just a decent man. At least in Goblin there. What do you mean
Yeah,
by spy work?
yeah,
There's no
there's
spy work here. What's in here?
Continuing.
So, none of you. So, Christopher, you look at this strange goblin, which seems a little more, oddly enough.
This goblin is slightly a paler color of green.
Yeah, slightly paler and just a tiny bit more sophisticated, but barely noticeable. And yet, you can't put quite two and two together as to why they're sticking up. Or why they're talking like that way. Yeah, should one of us get the boss? I don't know if we really want to. But you do it, Mark. Okay.
I'll start running. I'll start opening. I open up the door and start running down towards Cranko.
So you see Mark kind of following behind, just kind of go, "Hey, boss. I can barely hear myself think with all the screaming today. Shut that taxman up." You see one guy just like knock him out, and like he is unconscious. I love the sound of taxman getting smacked. Music to my ears. Now, what do you want? Boss, there's someone at the gate. We're holding them back, but she's. What is your gesture? What are you doing? He's trying to gesture. He's trying to gesture wings, and he goes, "Speak English." And gobbledygook.
I'll speak up, and I'm just like, it's another taxman, but apparently they're not here to collect tax.
Ah, fuck. He's here. She's probably here, wondering where her friend went.
She's unarmed.
Are you sure they're unarmed?
Yeah,
no,
they're
Frank
unarmed.
felt them up. Frank felt her up. She didn't have a knife.
I would know that the belt she was wearing was a whip, right?
Yeah, you could tell. You can tell.
You've seen it.
You've seen it. So you get there, and it's funny. Like, Frank just kind of is going sheepishly as the boss actually stands up. You can tell, actually, for a goblin, he's actually like a couple inches taller than most. Like, he's pretty tall for a goblin. But he's still a goblin. So as far as your height's concerned, he's still, punting size. But in your disguise, he looks a little taller than you. All right. Where's my... He quickly puts on a quick cloak to make himself look good, and he takes a very expensive looking scepter, as he just seems to use it as a walking cane because it's just good enough height for him. And he goes, all right, what's all this ruckus? As all the goblins quickly clear out of the way, some dropping their wood shields and having to quickly scramble back up to look good. These guys, you can tell they're not soldiers. They're not pristine, disciplined fighters. They're just fucking hoodlums. So, Christophine, you see this goblin that looks a lot more interesting than the rest. He is wearing bling. And he stands a good, 3 inches taller than the others. He's even wearing a crown. Dude looks like he's in charge.
You're Cranko, I take it?
Who's asking?
Well, I believe that you would find what I am here for more concerning than who I am, as she hands over the documents to him. And if he looks them over, it's just yeah, debt forgiven. They're completely official.
Marcus? Yes, boss? Get me my spectacles. He puts them on. They don't look like they should fit him at all. They look way too big for his head. He looks them over. What? He is busy reading, just sorting through papers. You could clearly read fast as far as goblins go. Not most goblins don't really read as much as most, but you could tell this goblin, he reads faster than most people. You could see him literally scan a page in a millisecond and then move to the next.
Yeah, just
I'm sorry.
every single debt in his gang is forgiven, and then the last document is a information to a bank account in Cranko's name with 50 platinum in it.
Didn't I close that account?
It was opened in your name just now. You can go there and collect it whenever you wish.
What's the catch? I don't trust that.
The catch is that I will need to send people in this street at some point. It will be obvious when that point is, and I would like to work with you when that comes. That is all.
That doesn't mean your guild's gonna try and take this street, is it?
Oh,
No.
shit.
We're not gonna give
No.
it to you.
No, I am just going to be here temporarily when needed.
It's snowing!
Ooh.
Oh my god, I'm jealous.
You and living in Utah.
I wish I had snow. I love snow. Anyways, so Javal, you're seeing this and you can tell Cranko is kind of stupefied. He's honestly not sure what the catch is, and he's still very skeptical. And so let me just get this right. You just wanna occupy it just for a little while,
Not even occupy.
but you're not gonna try and stake a claim here?
Not even occupy. Work with you.
Toward what?
Something is coming, and I want to fight it back.
So you need muscle.
Oh, I don't need muscle, but I also don't want to muscle my way in here fighting on two fronts. When we could both channel our force in one direction.
Hmm. Well, that is a generous sum you've got there, and with all the debts forgiven. He looks over the last of the documents, and he could tell he breathes one sigh of relief where he goes, "Oh, I thought you were about to go for the other documents I was worried about. I would have had to beat you with a stick." Ugh. You're not here for the other taxmen, are you?
No.
Good.
Fuck
Our
that
boys love
guy.
their pinata.
Very well then. Pleasure to be working with you. And she
Right,
walks away.
right. So let me get
Hey,
one
boss.
last thing straight here.
Hmm?
You want me to help you stop whatever's coming through 10th Street, and you're not going to try and stake a claim. You just
Correct.
want us to help you fight it, and then you'll leave.
Correct.
I will whisper to Kranko, "If you wish, boss, I can keep an eye on her. Make sure they don't do anything double crossy."
Who's this one?
I'm
Who
Jimothy.
just came in?
Don't you remember me, boss?
Roll deception.
Gaslighting Presley's entire character.
You don't know.
It smells like sewer gas.
Oh my god!
Roll again.
Beats
Roll
it. You got
again.
him.
The sewer gaslighter.
Actually,
Presley.
I think.
Because it's contested, it's another roll off.
All right.
Damn. It's a little bit lower.
Well, his is only like very low. He's not that good.
Proceeds to roll 20.
That was.
Nope.
Yes,
roll at all.
return of technical difficulties. My old nemesis. I beat him. Okay. Right. You're
I'm the. Yeah.
You're that new low rank one. All right. You know what? You want to prove yourself, kid? Why don't you go with the tall lady and see if she's honest about everything? You know what? Here, why don't you go get the money and drop it off, and make sure Todd over there gets it and brings it back.
Okay. Wait, what did he task me to do again?
Go get the money out of his bank and give it to Todd, and Todd will bring
Okay.
it back to him. Because
Okay.
Kranko doesn't want to go to the bank himself.
Because he's lazy, not out of paranoia, just because he's lazy. I could see Kranko being the kind of crime boss who he says he's doing something because it makes him sound intimidating, but in reality, it's because he just doesn't want to actually do it.
Sounds like something you would do in the cards too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw goblins at it. It's fine. Kranko doesn't attack. Just throw goblins at it. They'll be
Yeah. Yeah. Just throw goblins at everything. It solves all his problems. Doesn't want to get his money out of the bank, sends a goblin. Doesn't want to bother trying to actually stand in for negotiations, sends another goblin to do it for him. Doesn't want to bother actually being represented at a meeting, sends a goblin for it. Kranko does it all with style. Regardless, jokes aside, so you see Todd kind of agree and move ahead. Clearly, he's the one having to wait near the bank, and Cheval you're shoved out by the other goblins and expected to follow the tall lady.
Yes.
We don't get very many of your tall folk around here. Aside from the guy that came earlier, we only saw like one other tall lady that came through here that actually was pretty decent. You may know Cheaty. Don't put some respect on her name. She donated her earnings and got us a nice chandelier. Put some respect on her name. If you want, you don't have to roll history. You know this, thankfully.
Yeah.
It was the same she used debt you forgave before. Turns out the reason why she didn't always pay it in full is she actually donated a good sum to these goblins and actually earned their respect, doing small like part-time jobs for them.
On a quick off note, like out of character note, I'm surprised that it is actually snowing because it's like 40 degrees outside.
Huh. That's
So
funny.
it's not gonna stick, but like
It's gonna melt like
yeah.
pretty quick after.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, continuing.
So immediately Craig turns back to you and goes, well, remembering that not all tall folk are bad. You know what? I think we might have an exception for you. What was your name?
Crispine.
All right, Chrissy. I'll bite. You want our help? You definitely got my attention and my interest because clearly no taxman comes in here just throwing money on us unless they want something serious. And clearly, if it's that much you're throwing at us and doing all this, must be pretty important. All right, you know what? Sure. Todd will get the stuff out of my account, and you can count on our small support. We'll make sure whatever thing that comes through the street gets a 10th Street welcome. And we'll be keeping some of the spoils, which is only fair. This is our street.
Indeed. Have a good day.
You standing there for a newbie? Go.
Hey. As I start hobbling with right next to Crispine. And as soon as we're out of earshot of 10th Street, it's back to my normal voice. Is like, oh, well, that was a fucking interesting encounter. What the fuck were you doing?
Planning. This place might have been a problem. I eliminated that problem.
Fair. Well, apparently something interesting is happening with Mr. Bellarend.
Not surprised.
By the way, you would very much get whose voice is coming out of this small little goblin.
Yeah. Her reaction is very much like, oh, I should have known.
Should have guessed. Who else but Cheval? Meanwhile, Frederick fighting a giant drake in the background, tiny mini kaiju battle. I'm kidding with stuff. I'm just expecting one day during the whole war of the Spark thing that there's just gonna be a giant drake thing, and it's just gonna be a miniature, like basically a panned view that looks like a kaiju battle, but it's just two small creatures on a ledge. It just looks like a kaiju battle, just because of the angle of the camera. That'd be so funny.
Anyways, I'm gonna go do the task that I did, give the gold to Todd. Once Todd's out of range, I drop the disguise self.
So you all stop at the bank account. Actually, what would a Norzovian ATM look like? I want to see your guys' interpretation. It's good. I'm curious.
I mean, I'm just imagining I'm just imagining it's like a bank.
Well, no, because there isn't really so much tech for an ATM. So, like, how would you make an ATM with like limited tech? That's like no.
Wait, I actually have a good answer for this. You know, like those in Italy, how they have like some of those little archways that usually have like little statues of stuff. Like they're like small prayer altars that you can find randomly in the street.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except for there's a soul that is forced to man a statue inside of it. That when you wish to withdraw money, the spirit has to come out and has to then go back in, sort through the finances, the papers, and then has to shove it in a drawer that then gets shoved to the other side for the other person to get their money out.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
like on the backside of the bank, or like it's usually in a merchant district that usually the Orzhov has a way of accessing the treasure reserve.
Would be
Ah,
even
yes, that
funnier.
makes
It's a
sense.
debtor soul.
Yeah, basically you pray to the ATM is more or less what the situation is.
That's funny. Anyone have
Yes.
any other thoughts, or is that what we're going with?
Sounds good to me.
I hear no
Sure.
concern.
Samuel, any thoughts?
I mean,
Does
I
that
was
look
just
good?
imagining like just go to a frame, please.
Like a stall?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a. You can tell most of the stalls aren't gold. They're actually like brass or tin that looks like gold. Like this is like a brass stall that's brightly colored enough to look like gold.
Yeah. I go up there, I'm just like, withdraw for Cranko.
Give me a minute. They look at you and they kind of lose their footing and nearly drop the documents, Christopher. They look at you and they quickly nearly drop the documents. Sorry. Were you withdrawing?
Yeah, Cranko. I'm on here on behalf of Cranko.
Sorry, boss. I'm trying to. Oh, I found it. Cranko account holding 50 Orzovian. Is this right? Who wrote this? Boss. Like he's kind of losing his composure as soon as he sees you standing there, Sorry, did I hear you correct? You wanted all of it withdrawn?
Yes.
He hands it to the guy behind him.
You can do that, right? I mean, that won't be a problem.
Give us some. Yeah,
As-
he just
as-
kind of hands it to a ghost who clearly
No.
looks like he would have gotten paler upon reading the note of request after writing it. He's
Here's
like,
the thing.
oh.
As soon as Cheval, as this little goblin, says, that wouldn't be a problem, right? He looks at and stares at Christine.
It should not be.
Yeah, sorry. We just have to actually convert all the currency to actually add up to however much we have here at the stall. I'm just glad that we had no problems from 10th Street lately. No offense.
None taken.
You see one of the ghosts, like one of the thralls that usually is tasked with mundane things, have to carry out a very large sack. We didn't have platinum, the Orzovian gold signets, but we tried to convert it all properly. This should add up to everything. You could check it. He hands the paper back to the small goblin.
Grabs it, looks at it, looks at the sack, starts counting.
God, we're gonna be. So I'm gonna fast forward time because I don't want to count.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there.
I'm just gonna say it's all there, but a lot of it is like having to convert into what little like Orzovian gold, Azoria's gold. A lot of it is mostly silver and copper because the stall clearly had to give everything I had just to fill the order.
Yeah. And then you just see this goblin tie up the bag, slug it over his shoulder, and starts walking off like it's nothing.
Have a nice day.
It doesn't say a word.
Just kind of slinks back after looking at Christophine.
Shrugs, walks away.
They just kind of are all. You hear Christophine, you hear in the background like, everything we had. How are we supposed to give people their money? I don't know. We have to send a note back to the. Yeah, we do. Send the ghost letter. Congratulations, you've caused some poor banker to have nearly a heart attack.
Nearly.
I hope you're happy with yourselves.
To be funny, one of them behind the counter did just have a literal heart attack, and then there's like, fuck, I still have to work here.
Yup.
They have a heart attack, their soul leaves their body. Damn it, I still have to work.
Your shift isn't over yet. I'm right
And we
back.
don't cover life insurance.
Actually, that's a card. So they do actually have a life insurance policy. It's just that you're still a ghost.
Oh yeah, that doesn't count as life insurance though. That's afterlife insurance.
Oh, sorry, that's life insurance.
Yeah, there's no life insurance. There's life assurance.
Cheval will then hand the thing over to Todd.
Oh my god! He loses his footing, but for a minute he then regains it, and he has a little bit of trouble, but then he manages to pick it up just fine. Clearly, he's a pretty brawny goblin.
He sees. The thing is, he'll see Cheval carrying it like it's nothing.
He's just like, you hear him muttering as he goes back, how the fuck does this kid do it?
And then, as soon as he's out of sight, back to tall elf. Oh,
I'm guessing Christine saw the whole thing. Did she see the whole thing?
Sam?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Did Christophine see the entirety of Cheval changing back as soon as he was done getting out of eyesight from that other goblin?
No, she's gone home.
Oh. Well, some random
you're in the
person...
clear.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the clear. Well, I mean, I did talk to Crispine in my normal voice as the goblin.
That's even creepier. Imagine that. Like, I knew we should have added more glitter.
It's like, meow. I told you we needed more glitter.
I told you we needed more glitter.
You were like, no. Glitter.
He got the joke.
Anyways. And sorry, go ahead.
So as you've gotten the task done for Cranko, and you and him and Clay have gotten your small bit of prep done, we're gonna move the camera back to Joe and Andrew.
So we have a little issue with the current of the catapult here now. Let me put it this way. One of your guys decided to fuck up the incantation for the spell and nearly blew up half the staff.
No. That was half purposeful. He just did it at the wrong time. I told him to do it after it was in the blast chamber, but he got a bit eager.
Yeah, but now I have to heal up his leg. It like half his leg is like, and like his kneecap is inside an apple over there. His toenails are inside that watermelon.
Oh God!
The rest of his femur is inside the dang bark.
Oh God!
I have explained to everyone. You have a life insurance policy. It's perfectly fine. We all
assurance policy.
Even if I erased everyone's memories afterwards as a troll 1 week, Only 1 week I did that, and it's fine. Now, sorry, but I have bigger worries to deal with right now.
Fair enough. Just know if you see a guy with an actual wooden leg that's organic, know that my people I'm helping out here might have messed up and went a little too tree huggery. So my apologies there.
Okay, but is William in yet?
I don't think there are yet. It's annoying. They should have been here hours ago.
I mean, have you seen one of my sons, William? I called him in to work on something. If I can't
The small one.
project. No, William's the clone.
Oh, well, William actually was one of the people who is currently helping tend to that man's leg. I'll quickly come over here.
Using William is not a healer.
Here's the thing, though. He wanted
is a version of me.
to quote him, I want to see what the viscera of that leg looks like inside those objects. Which is kind of a view thing too, you know.
I know it's weird raising a son at the same age rate as you, but they're getting to grow older.
But yeah,
I need him for an experiment.
I'll get him right now.
One of the interns. Did you see one of your interns kind of show up with like a large pile of documents and like a bag of prep material?
Put it
needed
on
something for experiment 2B?
Yes. I need to get the stabilization experiment done, or they will.
I was told to give you this bag.
Yes, materials.
Where do you want me to put this stack of documents?
Left side of the desk. I put it with the rest. I will get to it tonight. I need this project to go well.
He puts it down, and you can tell like the entire thing like nearly like wobbles for a bit.
Not to self. Try to get the things condensed into some sort of slate. Later.
He just kind of goes back after handing you everything.
How's Winter doing? Is she adjusting to the lab well?
She's been helping out a lot, actually. She's one of the people I see who got really excited seeing the catapults, actually. It's actually fine.
Well, she has been basically the embodiment of a spellbook's consciousness for God knows how long.
She also was the one who kind of encouraged the guy to accidentally blow up his leg.
Well, on the bright side, at least he was honest with her.
True.
Luckily, she's seeming to attend to medical triage well. Seems to be good at healing. And looks like she's finally learned how to recede her wings in. Shape-shifting. So wonderful science.
You can tell this is a different intern.
Well, to the other
I was
intern.
told to pass a message over. Terry can't come in today.
What happened to Terry?
Oh, it's not a work-related accident or anything. No. It's you remember how a lot of us were still kind of going to that one class at further down at the main sect of way past the Iggs Magnus section.
Yes.
Like far past your building. You know, that one part where we're still going to school though.
Oh, yes. Prismari University.
Yeah. No, he's in a bit of a funk. It's remember that goblin professor everyone's been griping about?
The condom guy?
Nah, yeah, this is a good one. No, yeah, the one that lost it over. No, the condom guy. That guy vanished a while back. But no, it was the professor that was his roommate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He just flunked him. Harry's in a bit of a depression because he just got flunked. And we think it's pretty unfairly too. Like it was not even over like any actual serious equation.
Quick question, sir.
Yeah.
What do you happen currently be in soliciting conclave in the dog pen area? Because I remember hearing that one of the Izzet people that we're working with, like your group here, went there and is currently cuddling a lot of the wolves there because he wants comfort. Is that him?
No. He's at. This is a different guy. He's absent just because he's in a bit of a depression over that exam.
Can you recommend him to going to the wolves? Because I feel if he goes to that section inside my home, he would just be overwhelmed with a lot of dogs licking him and just wanting them to have affection. I might help him.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm sure that'd be nice. I'll maybe pass along, but it's that professor that's been really making it morale for a lot of the interns who are trying to also earn their degree. We're all grateful to your help, by the way, boss. It's just morale's been at an all-time low because of that guy.
I'll talk to the professor. Would you be able? Would you check in on him? I unfortunately have experiments to tend to as well today.
Are you you sure it's a good idea to talk to him? I mean, I know you're a few ranks up. This is even among the this guy's been.
It does not matter blood, race, kin, previous life experience, or otherwise. A member of my lab is still my family. Everyone deserves a fair shot at education, and if there is actual reason behind this, I need to know.
And if not, me and
I always wanted to be a teacher, so I thought now's a good time.
We did actually get I actually copied some of his papers just because I wanted to actually run it by everyone else to make sure it was actually like legit. Okay. And a lot of people are scratching their heads because they're really not sure how this guy would have marked him down because it looked like he got the equation right.
What's the equation for?
He nervously pulls out a set of papers, and this was like supposed to be like a final exam on certain things on like gravity inversion.
Gravitational inversion. I remember considering trying to create a. Well, that's
like clearly he wanted to just use like vacuum principles. Like this guy actually would have gotten a passing grade using vacuum principles, but clearly you can tell this markdown was not like properly done. This guy clearly has some like beef against like very like rudimentary sort of print like techniques.
Let me talk to the professor. Bring William with. I need him to test run something before we go.
Like a lot of he looks to some of the other interns in the room, and they're all just kind of like really like pausing for a minute. Like the minute you said, "I'm going to talk to that professor." Are you sure? No one really talks to him. Like we're all kind of scared of him.
Well, here's the thing. That professor seems to be an absolute grade A asshole. And depending on if you also want me to help Victor, I'll gladly help to this person.
And, actually, call all three of my... call in my three... Call in Tommy as well, and have them bring Winter. I think Winter's specialties will be especially helpful.
Currently Tommy's riding on top of Amber outside, and I'll quickly call Amber in. Amber comes in the whistle.
Mm-hmm. You see the large wolf whose coat clearly looks very nicely groomed.
With a little female that's going whee on top.
Mm-hmm.
I wait for when my kids, I'm just gonna call on my main three kids arrive.
All right, they all arrive on cue.
Okay, Winter, are you getting more used to being able to speak yet? I think that you should be able to communicate psychologically as well.
You kind of hear like very minor telepathy kind of go.
Good.
Like she clearly hasn't quite spoken with her voice yet.
It's been a while since you've been able to take physical form, so I guess it takes some time to get used to. William, while the experiment is, while Winter's creation was successful, I wasn't able to finish the equation just right. It appears every time I try to think about it, it seems to almost reject me. But I did solve at least one issue thanks to it. Remember what I said when... Remember what I promised you guys for your birthday when I was able to finally finish off this project? I promised that I would give you guys a life. A will of your own that allows you to really go and learn what you really want to. Well, today's that day. It's going to take me a bit longer for some. Admittedly, Toby, your form is a bit trickier to get. But give it a couple days, and I should be able to get done in no time.
I'm willing to help out a little bit as well as you want, Professor. Sorry for calling you Professor here, but it's just what I need to call you here. I can ask some of the Arctuits if they are willing to help you, maybe.
Don't worry, this one shouldn't take long.
Understand.
Grab my hand and just close your eyes. As I begin chanting the basic incantations and equations needed for casting True Polymorph. And since William is based off a 13th level version of me, I transformed him using True Polymorph into the form of an Archmage, giving him an actual human form.
Yay. That's cool. I like that. Wholesome magic.
Feel that? It's called a heart. And you see that? It's not an illusion. Cast a spell or two. You will find that I transferred a little bit of my knowledge to you as well. We finally did it.
You know what? Victor, put down 1 inspiration point.
Thank you.
Around the solid smile.
I've gotten enough wholesome content just from that sequence alone that I'm like, you know what? I'll be a nice DM. Give him an inspiration point.
Several smiles and just gets a small clap and applause to Victor.
Well, let's give one to... Wait, Silvernote was in the scene too, so you can take 1 inspiration point too.
Day by day, your family is actually becoming real.
I actually do reward good roleplay sequencing.
I promised you I'd give you the ability to learn, and so that you can finally not have to be afraid of getting hurt. I meant it. Don't worry, Tommy. Yours will be soon enough. I'll admit I'll have to put you to sleep for a day, but it will be worth it. Trust me. After all, did you always say you wanted to be a wizard when you grew up?
He nods.
Don't worry. Soon?
So I feel sorry for Amber eventually when he gets older. Poor laugh, I won't be able to hold him on her back all that much.
Now, we have a university to head to. Kids?
Agreed.
Monroe? Let's pay a visit to a fellow doctor.
Oh boy. On that note, I'm going to use that as a transition to go back to the other two.
Check your messages.
One moment. Is it Discord?
That was ominous.
Yep.
Check your messages. Proceeds to load shotgun. Aim it down at the newly
Yes.
polymorph Victor.
So with that, I'll start with Chrysophene. What are you doing?
Same thing as before. I don't really have any other scenes. I'm I kind of have in mind for today.
So you just kind of return home and like look over stuff.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll move back to Cheval.
E.
You find yourself, Cheval, near the main entrance to most of the Izzet facilities, as you're now just kind of looking over a map to figure out exactly which one you're having to try and figure out and how far you are from your friend's new lab.
Yep.
You realize there's been the one part that doesn't add up is a lot of them are just facilities, but one in the middle is also a part-time, is also functioning as a university for a lot of the other studies that aren't like onboarding. Therefore, where you send most of the initiates and the interns that are still trying to earn a degree before they can be actual like assistants.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's where I would start my investigation and shit.
Well,
Or no.
from where you got it, a lot of it is elemental manipulation and quantum physics. So you kind of look past. It's actually one lab next door to where you vaguely remember the one you visited, which your friend Victor had.
Okay.
So you begin navigating, and aside from the occasional dodging a flying frog that jumps on the rafters and jumps on the vents and just starts flying.
Can I roll? Can I roll to check to see what this frog is?
The one, what, do you want to just see the frog that's jumping off the rafters?
Yeah, and flying.
All right, I'll let you have that one.
Investigation.
Yep. Let's see. It looks like your average leapfrog, as far as you can tell. It looks turquoise, but it fly good.
It fly good. Good fly. Good fly.
Like, it jumps on
Probably.
the vent, it flies. It almost can't tell if it's a flying squirrel or an actual frog.
Probably some simic fucking why am I
Operation.
Yeah, thank you. Experiment.
Yes, because giving frogs gliding would just be funny as hell.
Something the simic would do.
The scariest thing about that, as you see it take flight, is it opens its mouth and 3 separate tongues shoot to get 3 flies at once.
Efficient.
Interesting.
It then just kind of gets onto like the ledge of one of the little statues. It looks at you and just goes ribbit and flies off again.
Continues.
As you go over, you see you're right next door to your friend Victor's facility, but you do notice some funny distortions from the one next door.
Somewhat.
Distortions. Like funny little distortions of light or whatever. The occasional like bolt of lightning and all that. And also it kind of is leading into like kind of a funny little rod that seems to go all the way towards a wall and goes through it. You're not quite sure what the fuck this is.
I'll follow the lightning to the wall.
Oh yeah, winter. Make sure to keep yourself hidden.
As you get to the wall to kind of follow the rod.
I'll also roll stealth so that no one can find me.
All right. No one can see you, but no one is actively looking, so you definitely passed.
Just in case someone just walks around.
as you kind of proceed to go along the wall, you find one doorway that goes up, and you hear like very loud buzzing. Like you can tell that has to be like more of where the lightning coil or whatever goes through. And as you're going further and further along following, you keep going and find that it just kind of stops. There's no door or anything, but it seems to be a dead end. But you're thinking, that can't be right. What could it have gone through a solid wall for? That it looks odd.
I place my hand on the wall.
It's a wall.
It's a solid wall.
It is, in fact, a stone wall.
It looks at you mockingly.
Interesting. These Izzet scientists are fucking weird.
You swear it grew eyes and ears for a hot second to hear you say that and then vanish again.
That's some
No.
shit that Tamir would do.
What happens as you go weird? One of the you see like a glowy salamander on the wall that just kind of looks at you, blinks it, and then goes back along like crawling. But what's weird is it's glowing not by the sense of like bioluminescence. The weird part about it is it actually has like little Tesla coils coming off it, like little bits of electricity. It just kind of regards you and then moves on as it's just kind of trying to follow another small like garden variety spider and quickly eats it. You smell something slightly burning as a result.
Ugh.
And then quickly rushes back up the wall and quickly like disappears on the ceiling. You want to roll a arcane check?
I'll try.
Jesus.
Dirty 20.
You can definitely tell this ain't no Simic project. That wasn't no Simic project. That was an actual elemental creature. But a pretty small, mundane, and relatively interesting. But what you can gather of the electro salamander there that you just saw, they're very much attracted to very large gatherings of electricity, as they sometimes are known to stand on a lightning rod during a thunderstorm, or just sit on a lightning rod during a thunderstorm to get enough of a charge to last about 5 months.
Interesting. So I'm gonna try
The only time people ever have had an inconvenience with them would be whenever one of them would kind of accidentally like eat your toaster wire. They're a nuisance, but they're not a pain.
Gotcha.
Like you only ever have seen a few of them, and the few of you have would be like very minor inconveniences where someone had to call a repairman from the Izzet or something, where someone saw one chewing through a telephone wire or something like that.
Gotcha.
They like electricity.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and focus more on what the other goblin said. The quote-unquote crazy goblin.
Right. As you pull on the distortion thing, the weird part is you go to the main door. The entire building is closed. Like you can see the sign, it's closed and the door's locked.
Lockpick time.
Oh, yep. Thievery, let's go.
Thievery. So that would be What
I
would
guess
that? What would I roll?
pickpocketing.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Yep.
Dirty 20.
You just kind of see that and realize that this is a latch lock, and that if you put just enough blunt force, you could choose not to damage the mechanism, but still rip not to kick the door off its hinges. You had to kick one specific section of the door.
Pop.
You pop it open. No one's there on the first floor from what you've seen. As you kind of start poking around, you do kind of notice there is a someone on the first floor as you poke your head up the stairs. But the weird part is they're wearing a hood.
Interesting.
And all you gather is that there was like a very brief end to a conversation, and he's looking around as if he thought he heard someone in the room. But he's not sure there is someone there. You might have just seen a squirrel or something.
I'll throw one of my face spiders to start wandering around.
As you kind of change your angle of the camera in that regard, you do notice this is very much a portal or transmitter kind of thing. There's no machine or anything in this facility about this thing. This guy clearly doesn't look like he belongs here. Much like you. Except he seems to be wearing a black hood and everything, covering any guild insignia or anything.
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah?
The message that just was sent in the guild chat.
All right, let me look.
That was sent. That was 10 minutes
I think
ago.
that's a pretty good cliffhanger where I'm at, where you found a mysterious hooded figure end a call. But from what you roll me an Arcana check real quick, so before we end off.
I know nothing.
Shiny lights, you can barely make out a shape, and all you understood is that it looked like he was talking to some kind of portal, but it didn't feel like it was a portal that stuff goes through.
Wait. I have inspiration.
Oh, you want to use it? All right. All right.
A little bit better.
You could definitely tell it was like a transponder portal, to where it would be a two-way communication, but nothing can actually be reached through.
Okay.
And clearly, this is someone, as you saw, made a brief look at the image. It looked like whoever they were talking to looked like a shadow that had like an arch on their head.
Oh, snap. And that's where we're going to leave off.
Yep. Pretty good cliffhanger, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll find out what happens next time in Ravnica. As, stuff's getting interesting.
You know
Very
what's interesting?
What?
Peanuts.
So, what's everybody's favorite moment of the session today?
Yeah, I was just honestly though, I improvised most of today for like downtime and prep for the next few sessions of possible combat. An optional mini boss with possibly massive tower defense.
Anyway, see ya, chat. We'll not be back next week because I am busy next week. That came up yesterday, so sorry about that. But yeah. Week after that, good for everyone? The 17th?
I'll have to make sure that my calendar is still open, but I'll definitely see what I can do. Thank you again to one of my players for recording, and thank you to the players for attending. I have honestly just been pulling this session out of thin air.
Well, thank you for running because it's great.
I'm glad y'all
yeah.
like y'all like the random bullshit I spew.
Yeah, Goblin Jones was the best.
Oh my god, yeah. Honestly, the Goblin Newsies I just had to improvise.
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad
know,
y'all
did
liked it.
fucking roast to this t-shirt.
Anyway, see ya, chat. Thank you for everyone who showed up.
We'll see you next time.
E.